Non-duality. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, click the link on the bottom right and turn notifications on, and then you'll be informed when I upload new content. I'm going to start with a quote from Xinxin Ming, that's sometimes spelled Xin, Xin-Ming, purportedly written by the third Chinese Zen patriarch. For the realized mind at one with the way, all self-centered striving ceases. Doubts and irresolutions vanish, and the truth is confirmed in you. With a single stroke you are freed from bondage. Nothing clings to you, you hold to nothing. All is empty, clear, self-illuminating. Here, thinking, feeling, understanding and imagination are of no value. In this world as it really is, there is neither self nor other than self. These words beautifully point to the ineffable ground of our being, the unrealized, unmanifested, non-materialized, invisible part of our self that we spring from, that animates us without us often even being aware of it. In fact, awareness looks at the manifestations, thoughts, feelings, perceptions, what's happening in the world, what's happening within one's own ideas of life and how we would like to live and what we are attracted to and what we want to, what we are drawn to and what we have an aversion to, likes and dislikes. And this short work talks about non-attachment in the sense that accepting and not choosing between what you want and what you don't want. It is about finding the center. And in my work with people across the world, because I'm fortunate to work with people online through the miracle of technology, I work in a counselling or psychotherapeutic environment, but also as a personal guidance as well for those who are, for want of a better word, seeking, for those who are on the path to self-awareness and perhaps have a sense that the inner journey is the better direction for oneself to find peace and serenity than the outer journey of attachments to things. And in that work, common themes arise because we are all human and we are all in the world, and we are, many of us, suffering in different ways. And it seems to come down to this idea of being and doing. Quite straight away I've created a duality there, clearly. But let's just go with that for a little bit. This idea of realizing that we need to act in the world, but how do we decide what to do? This has been a common theme in many of the videos on this channel, and there's a reason for that. It's because these are the struggles that individual people face in life. Trying to make the right decision, the right choice, and where does that come from? And the non-dual perspective is that there is no differentiation, there is no difference between being and doing at that level of understanding. And even that sounds wrong, because it isn't an understanding, it's a letting go. In the previous video, I mentioned the phrase, everything is exactly how it should be. This was an idea that one could use in one's thoughts to try to find stillness and to stop conflict in one's own mind, to try to find acceptance and peace and clarity of thought, not to accept wrongdoing or to give up trying, but to start from a place of acceptance and awareness of the current situation, and the fact that to argue with reality is a difficult and thankless task, because you end up in internal conflict forever. So you accept the reality that is being presented to you, and that is difficult. So this phrase was an idea to perhaps lock in to the mindset, something that might have a deeper truth behind the words. Everything is exactly how it should be. I gave each of the words in that sentence some thought. And you say that, and it appears as though you're saying it to yourself. But sometimes we need to retrain our mindset. Our conditioned scripts are so heavily ingrained that one needs to perhaps sometimes use something to overwrite, or at least stop us going down the same worn path. The same worn path of, I don't like what is happening out there, and therefore I don't like myself. I am in conflict with what is happening out there, and therefore I am in conflict with myself. And if that weren't bad enough, one also sometimes turns the spotlight into one's own life and doesn't like what we've done in the past or how we're reacting now. And so there's an internal conflict even before we act, and we can close down and shut off and stop interacting in the world, which is a dangerous and difficult place to be. That leads to depressive thoughts and depressive behavior patterns. And so every upload here on this channel is trying to point to the truth of our being and suggest that we are the unfolding that we see. We aren't separate from that, and so we accept what is unfolding before us. Everything is exactly how it should be, and we smile. Even if it is suffering and it is pain and heartache, we recognize that that is what is happening. We do not fight that. We do not deny it. We welcome it, let it in. It's exactly how it should be. Everything, no exceptions. And then we allow ourselves to be in that flow, and because then we are not in conflict or in a position of fear or guilt or regret, we have a freedom. We have a liberation from our ingrained thought patterns. We are liberated from ourselves, and then whatever unfolds, but we would be potentially part of that unfolding in a organic whole, rather than a separate, closed off, fearful identity that wants to protect and fulfill themselves, when we are already fulfilled and already at peace and already that which we seek.